What is up, people? It is me, Monster58. Welcome back to another video review. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Missing Link C-08, otherwise known as G1 Arcee. And so when it comes to the box here, taking a look at the box, when we see it, it's just the normal black Takara box. And so there's really not much, really. It's just all the titles and everything like that, the Missing Link and all the Missing Link lingo. And so what we're going to do is we're just going to leave this here because there's really not much to talk about with the box besides the fact that it's clean. So we'll bring in the actual G1 style box that comes inside of this one. Alrighty, and here's that box. And so obviously we have another figure in the Missing Link line, obviously taking a G1 toy and essentially giving it more articulation, making it have some die-cast parts, stuff like that for the most part. Just basically improving it and making it more up to modern toy standards, right? Especially when it comes to Transformers. But taking a look, you can see the very nice artwork here of Arcee as she sort of appears in the G1 toy form. And you can see the very nice Japanese Transformers logos here. You can see some more nice product shots up top. You can see obviously the Missing Link, the C-08 is down here, and the Missing Link titles right there as well. Then you can see some very nice more product shots here on the side, some more nice product shots here on the side as well, and then you can see sort of the tech specs and everything like that. It does come with, or excuse me, she does come with like a little bit of a, what is it, the sort of like comic book style little thing here that you can see. It comes with one of these. Then it also comes, she comes with her instructions, obviously. She comes with a sheet of G1 stickers. She also comes with, or G1 style stickers. She also comes with this, which obviously reveals all the tech specs and everything like that. And then she comes with her little like card, which does look very nice. But yeah, when it comes to the box, this is my favorite part, is definitely the boxes. It's really cool to see modernized G1 packaging. So I think they can really kill it with that. And so without further ado, folks, alrighty, folks, and so here we have the Transformers Missing Link C-08 Arcee in her vehicle mode, and I gotta say, she does look pretty good. I'll say when you're looking at it in comparison to the G1 on-screen cartoon, vehicle mode that she has, it looks really, really good. That's one thing that these Missing Link figures really achieved well, is getting those vehicle modes really well done. And so she does have her rub symbol right here, so if you rub this symbol here on the top, oh, I forgot to push that up, you can see the Autobot logo will eventually appear, but it does look nice. It's actually really small. I was expecting her to be a little bit bigger than this, considering the price you pay for, which obviously we'll address later. But she does look really, really good. I mean, it's a very much the classic Arcee. The pink looks really good. You can see the details. Very minimal, but it just looks really sleek, really smooth. Very much a Cybertronian sort of sports car, and I really do like how that looks. You can peg her gun here on the sides. On either one of the sides, you see the peg holes right there, and then the peg on the bottom of the gun. Just peg that right in. Looks really, really good. Nothing more to say, really. I mean, this is a nice transparent, light blue plastic. Overall, really, really solid stuff. You can obviously see some stuff on the bottom, but we'll get into that eventually. But overall, really, really solid. I can't really complain about how this looks, and she rolls really well too. And so what we're going to do is we're going to do a size comparison. So we are going to set her off to the side there. Here she is with the Transformers Legacy United Infernac Universe Deluxe Class Magnus. As you can see, she is a bit smaller than an average Deluxe Class figure. She is kind of tiny, and she feels tiny. But overall, she's not like too out of the dimension of like an average Deluxe size, so that's what you can expect. Here she is with Missing Link C-03 and C-04 Bumblebee and Cliffjumper, Missing Link C-05 Sunstreaker, and Missing Link C-02 Optimus Prime. Alrighty, it's time to get into her transformation. Her transformation isn't bad at all. So we're going to remove the gun here, and then we are going to push this down. What we're going to do is we are going to take this back section, we are going to accordion it forward, and then we're just going to sort of place it like this. Take the arms, and then you can start to fold those out from here, like so. Then very simply, what we're going to do is we're going to come down here to the bottom, and you're going to fold out her legs, like so. Then what you want to do is you want to straighten them out by pushing them down and then to the side a little bit. Then you can fold the feet out. Then what we're going to do is come down here and fold these heels out, which are extremely tiny, like really, really small, like that. They're very, very small heels. And then from here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to sort of accordion this up and then peg that into place like this. So what you'll see is that there is a peg hole right in there, and then there is a peg right there, and you just sort of slot this all into place. Then from here, what you're going to do is very simply take the section, fold it up, then you're going to fold it down, and then peg this all into place as well. And in all reality, ladies and gentlemen, once you sort of straighten her out, I don't know why the leg, a stupid leg. There we go. Make sure that's locked into place. There we go. I didn't lock that quite into place, so There we go. Okay. But, ladies and gentlemen, very simply, here we have the Missing Link C-08, otherwise known as G1RC, in her robot mode. And guys, at the end of the day, she looks really goofy because at the end of the day, they're trying to get, female bodily proportions in the 80s with a very much mechanical toy that's very much angular and has, it's a machine at the end of the day, right? Like that's what she is transforming into. And so they couldn't obviously quite get her on screen in cartoon proportions, correct, right? Especially in this area. But at the end of the day, she does look like very much like the G1 toy. Like, I can't deny it. She's basically exactly what the G1 toy is. But you'll see where she makes up for maybe the lack of looks is in the articulation. And I'm not going to knock off on the looks because at the end of the day, remember, it's the 80s. They have limited, stuff with their, toys. They only had so much toy engineering at the time. So I can forgive this. This is just a toy that is supposed to represent the toy with just better articulation. So take a look at the head here. Her head looks really, really good. I actually really like how her head looks. And you can see the very nice blue eyes. And I feel bad for saying this. She reminds me of iRobot, at least this face. But it does look good. It looks fine. Like the blue eyes, the nice molded-in face does look nice. And you can see the pink here on the side of her head. But her head is very flat in the back. I mean, you can see that. That's pretty funny. Her arms are very stubby, especially because of how the shoulders are designed here. But they did get the details correct at the very least. And she does look very, very nice otherwise. There's not much sculpted and molded detail. But again, it's the G1 cartoon, G1 toy. I mean, what are you going to do, right? That's just what we have to deal with. And so at the end of the day, even though her robot mode is more or less, it's just like if you're comparing it to the cartoon, it's wildly inaccurate, proportion wise, and how she actually looks. Even her face doesn't look all that great. At the end of the day, it does look, it represents the G1 toy very, very well. And so what we're going to do is we are going to do our size comparison. So we are going to set Arcee off to the side here. Alrighty folks, here she is with the Transformers Legacy United Infernac Universe Deluxe Class Magnius. As you can see though, even though in their vehicle modes she's definitely smaller than Magnius, in her robot mode she's actually a little bit taller than she is. And so you can see that even though that there is a size difference there is also there's a different size difference here. Now, Magnius is not what I would call necessarily like small, but he's an average deluxe size, so she is about an average deluxe size figure. And so you can expect that from her. Alrighty folks, here she is with the Missing Link C-03 and C-04 Bumblebee as well as Cliffjumper, the Missing Link C-05 Sunstreaker, and finally the Missing Link C-02 Optimus Prime. Alrighty folks, and now it's time to get into her articulation. And her articulation is definitely better than the original G1 toy. It's fine. It's nothing crazy. It kind of exists, kind of like Sunstreaker actually in a way. So her head, you can do a full 360 here, and then she can look up, and then she can look down as well, which is pretty nice. You can do full 360 here at the shoulders, which is actually pretty nice. Obviously, you couldn't do that with the original toy. You just have to move this part of the car mode a bit back sometimes, because it does like to get caught on that. You can go in and out about this much. You have 90 degrees at the elbow, then you have rotation here. You have no wrist articulation, though. No waist articulation because of how she's designed, but you can kick forward about that far. You can kick back about that far. You have a 90-degree bend at the knee, rotation here at the upper part of the thigh, and then you do have ankle rocker pivot, which also goes with the transformation. So overall, like it's okay. You can get her into some poses, but don't expect anything, in my opinion, like Optimus and Sunstreaker and even Bumblebee and Cliffjumper have just sort of all around better articulation. And I think it's just the way that her waist is designed that unfortunately they couldn't put in like a waist joint or anything like that. And also how her shoulders are designed. I think it's also more or less like her limit of articulation is also due to the fact of how the original toy was designed, so they were kind of limited in that sense. But at the end of the day, even though her articulation isn't the best, it definitely has more than the original, and so we can at least give it credit for that. And so the last thing I'll show you guys real quick is that you can just plug the gun in before I show you the reverse transformation, just into her hand like this, and it's nothing crazy, like, oh, okay, she has her gun, and that does look very, very nice. But when it comes to that, there's nothing much else, and so what we're going to do is the reverse transformation, which really isn't all that hard. So we're going to straighten her head out, and then we're just going to fold all of this up. Then we are just going to fold this back down. And then very simply what we're going to do is we're going to take the legs, and then we're going to push them in. There we go. Goodness me, that took a second. Then we're going to take this section, fold it down like this. Then you're going to take the legs and rotate them up. And as you're going to do this, you're going to fold the heels in. And then what you want to do is as you get up here, you can also fold the feet at an angle so that they fit. Same thing here, just rotate this all the way around. Then you're just going to fold the heel in and then fold the foot in at an angle so that it fits inside that little cavity in there. You're just going to sort of squeeze everything together. Then you're going to take these sections, you're going to fold these in like this. Take the section and accordion it. Do that. Tab that all into place, take the gun, you can plug it in here. And then, ladies and gentlemen, the last thing we have to do here is just fold this bit up. And then there we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, here we have the Missing Link C-08 Arcee, otherwise known as G1 Arcee, back in her vehicle mode. And so, guys, for my final concluding thoughts on the Missing Link C-08, otherwise known as G1 Arcee, she's okay. And when you're talking about the other Missing Link figures, I'm going to tell you, she's probably the most underwhelming. And the reason being is because, I don't know, she just doesn't have, like... Sunstreaker comes with his, like, awesome fists and accessories and stuff like that, and he comes with his, like, missile pods. Optimus comes with his stuff, and he's Optimus Prime, right? So he feels really good. Even though that the Bumblebee and Cliffjumper at the end of the day are really small and they don't have too much to offer, they come with a nice slew of accessories, and they're very well articulated for how tiny they are. Arcee just kind of exists. She doesn't come with anything that's like crazy besides her gun, which I understand why, but she doesn't come with anything crazy. In addition to that, even though she feels perfectly fine, like to handle with and everything like that, and represents the G1 toy completely beautifully, I don't know, there isn't like a spark with her with me, and that's not a pun. Well, it is and it isn't. Absolutely, it is a pun, and I'm going to intend it now that I realize that that's a pun. But there's no spark that I have with her. I don't know. I'm handling her. I've been messing around with her for the past few days. And it's just like there's nothing that I feel that's super special about her. And part of it is maybe the fact that she's not G1 accurate, which at the end of the day is stupid for me to say, but maybe that's part of it. I don't know if that's what my mind is thinking or how I feel. But I'm like I said in the review, in the main part of the review, she's perfectly fine because she represents the toy beautifully, and so I can't fault it for the design. It's more or less the toy technology of the 80s, right, and the toy engineering of that time. And obviously the big elephant in the room is going to be the price. Sunstreaker was about the same price as her, so about $120. And at the end of the day, I couldn't recommend Sunstreaker for that price. I obviously cannot recommend her for that price. I also think that she's of the mind that if she, you get a sale and she's about 40 or 50 bucks, then yeah, I would recommend you buy her. But at this price point, it's just not worth it, even more or less than Sunstreaker. It's just like, for Sunstreaker, at least he came with a lot of stuff. Here, she just comes with her stickers, her card, the instructions, and her gun, and nothing else. At least all the other Missing Link releases had at least a little bit of a bigger slew of accessories, and I get that they couldn't give her much because there really aren't that many accessories that you can give Arcee, but I don't know, it just feels a little bit more of like an empty release, I guess, as my full conclusion. And so, a score out of a 10, I'm going to give her a 7. She's really solid, and I do like her. It's just that when I'm looking at the price, and then you're comparing it to like Sunstreaker and stuff like that, and all the accessories you get with him, and the other Missing Link releases that I've reviewed and bought so far, she's just not worth the $120, and I have to knock off more points because she's worse than Sunstreaker in my opinion. So I don't know. She's just okay. Like, she feels great to handle, represents the G1 toy beautifully, all the details are there, the articulation that's extra is very nice here, but again, there's nothing special, there's nothing like that's grabbing me about her, and I've said the same thing about the other Missing Link releases, maybe besides Optimus, is just that they're charging way too much for these. They're just glorified G1 toys with better articulation and a little bit better plastic feel, and because of some of the die-cast parts. That's about it, and I like this line because I can afford it, and I'm happy to be able to have like the G1 toys because I was never able to get the original ones. But still, it's just, yeah, I hope you guys understand where I'm coming from. It just this release just feels more empty, and even more so than the last releases that we've gotten, specifically like with Sunstreaker. And so I did pick mine up on the Big Bad Toy Store. So leave a link in the description of that. Also leave links down below to I think Hasbro Pulse might sell this, as well as Amazon. If you guys wish to use those retailers instead of Big Bad Toy Store. And when it comes to an over-the-counter release, just look at your like local toy shops that are third-party toy shops and stuff like that. I don't think that this is something you can really find IRL unless you go to one of those third-party toy shops. And so I definitely wish you the best of luck in hunting this guy or hunting her IRL if you do wish to do so. And so I think that's really it. So I thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. Please like, comment, rate, and subscribe. Share this video with your friends, and also follow me on the socials. And those will be linked in the description below. And with that, guys, once again, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video review. Catch you all on the next one. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Peace.